Hey guys, this is God of Politics. Welcome back to a brand new video. But before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also join the Discord that is linked down in the description. Speaking of the Discord, we have a new mock gov candidacy form that has been just announced for the Discord server. So if you want to sign up, participate in what's called a mock government, you can take the role of someone who's in the Senate, who's in the House, who's the president. You sign up for whatever state you're from, you choose your party, you choose what you're running for, and that's all going to be going down in the Discord, which is linked down in the description. So if you do want to be involved in that, make sure you click the link down in the description to get involved. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've had fun in the last time we did this, and we are doing it again. So make sure that you sign up for that. But in today's video, I am talking about some of the primary results that we do have out of many states. Now, yesterday was August 4th. We had primaries from Arizona, Kansas, Michigan, Missouri, and Washington. Now, this is the biggest result, I guess you could say, is that the Kansas Senate primary did have Roger Marshall defeating Chris Kobach. I did get this prediction wrong. I did predict that Chris Kobach would be the nominee, but it was kind of naive of me to think that, given the fact that Roger Marshall is the incumbent representative from Kansas's 1st district. He did a lot better in, some of these areas like Wichita, which if you look at the 2018 governor election where Chris Kobach won, he won areas like Wichita or Sedgwick County by 8.5 percentage points. This time you can see Roger Marshall won it by 21 percentage points, which really pushed him over the top in these areas and ended up giving him quite a comfortable victory. Bob Hamilton also did better than everybody expected, to be honest. He actually won a couple counties, and Roger Marshall also overperformed in Johnson County, and Chris Kobach pretty much didn't do very well anywhere. He did well in some of these areas that he did well in last time, but they're rural counties that are not part of Roger Marshall's congressional district. But as you can see here, this sea of red on the, I guess you could say, western side, the left side of this map, is where Roger Marshall's congressional district is. You can see he's cracking 50% with a bunch of candidates in a lot of these places. That is, very unprecedented, and I did not expect it. He also did very well in Shawnee County, about as well. Chris Kobach did about as well as he did in 2018, but there's more candidates this time. It's completely different, and so this was not a good night for Chris Kobach. And I guess in retrospect, that's a good thing that Chris Kobach does not have a chance of becoming a U.S. senator, given his racist past and things like that. Some people may disagree with me on that, but that's what I think, and that's what a number of people think, and that's what the people of Kansas think, that he is not fit to serve as the senator from the state of Kansas. We can also see here that Barbara Bollier, who is the physician running for the Democratic Senate, won very easily. She's doing very well in fundraising, very good in terms of that, but she doesn't have much chance to win anymore. But it is what it is. Roger Marshall's better than Chris Kobach, so that's another thing that you have to look at. One of the other things is, in the state of Missouri, we did have two interesting results, I guess you could say. First is the Missouri House 1st District from the Democratic side. This is the one congressional district in Missouri that is a Democratic district. This encompasses the St. Louis area, which is, on the border between Missouri and Illinois here, and this is a very Democratic area. We also look at the Medicaid expansion that has a lot to do with St. Louis as well. But you did have William Lacey Clay, who is the incumbent representative from Missouri's House 1st District here, who actually got ousted by Cory Bush, who is a progressive challenger endorsed by Bernie Sanders, endorsed by Elizabeth Warren. Similar in terms of ideology to people like AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley, those kinds of people. She is similar in ideology to them, and she has won the Missouri's House District, the 1st District here. She will join the Progressive Caucus in all likelihood, and you can see, most people did not expect her to win. Earlier in the night, we saw, for example, that in St. Louis here, William Lacey Clay was doing better in the St. Louis, county area. Some of these suburban areas that are more whiter, she ended up winning them by around 4 percentage points here, just over 4 percentage points here. But then St. Louis City started to come in which Cory Bush was doing a lot better in, and we had, not as many votes in St. Louis City, but she did do better in St. Louis City with more black areas. That came out in droves for your Cory Bush, and this is a very, big win for progressives overall. And I guess that's one of the commanding points of the night. Earlier on, it did not look like it would be a good night for progressives, but Cory Bush did end up coming back, and she did end up winning. So you could say this is a good night for moderates, especially moderate Republicans, moderate Democrats even, as well as people very left. So there's a lot of very interesting results, and one of the other things that we have to look at is from the state of Missouri, we did have a vote to expand Medicaid. Now, Medicaid is a policy, that provides health insurance to lower income people. Here we can see that the vote has passed 53.23 to 46.77. Obviously Missouri is a very red state, so this is quite a good thing. For Democrats in this state and for people in this state that they do have Medicaid expanded. And it's showing that even a lot of red states, are voting to expand Medicaid that you would not have expected they would have done before. Earlier in the night, very early in the night, you had part of St. Louis come in, part of, Jackson County, Clay County, Platte County come in, and it was like 90-something% yes, 10% no, but later on in the night, you had all of these rural areas come in, and, some people started to say that this would be a no vote. I always, when I was on that night, I was thinking, the yes vote was going to come out is because you had a lot of these St. Louis areas where they had half of precincts that weren't reporting, whereas all of these rural areas had already come in. It got very close. At one point, it was around 51% yes, 49% no. It ended up expanding a little bit more, especially when the St. Louis and St. Louis City area came in, and then it also helped Cory Bush, as we just talked about. And if we don't look at the whole country, these states that have expanded, Medicaid, we can see that most states have done it. We only have 12 states that have not adopted it. We have 3 in process of adopting it. Oklahoma just voted for it. A very red state just voted for it. And, I don't want to get too much into this, but if you look at, some of the poorest states in the country, some of the sickest states in the country, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, those kinds of states, they have not expanded Medicaid. So, take that for what it's worth. You also have some 6 states like West Virginia, Kentucky that have also expanded Medicaid, that are also not in the best positions, but there is a clear correlation between this. I am a proponent of expanding Medicaid. Most people are, as we can see from this map. It is being expanded in most places, but the fight is not over. It does need to be expanded in more states, especially states like Texas and Florida and Georgia, which are very, very big states. And so that was one of the biggest results of the night. We do have some other results here that are not necessarily too big to talk about. We had Gary Peters that went uncontested in his primary, not surprising. We also had John James that went uncontested in his primary, not too surprising either. We also had the 13th Congressional District from Michigan, in which Rashida Tlaib was... she ended up winning very commandingly against Brenda Jones. People were saying she was the most vulnerable member of the squad, that she actually had a chance of losing. She did not lose. She won very easily in a very blue district. She beat Brenda Jones by 900 votes in 2018. She now has beaten her by, tens of thousands of votes. So that's, a very good result for Democrats there, for progressive Democrats there. That's another thing that is very good for them. And then the final thing that we'll look at is the Arizona results. Arizona, one of the most important things that there was the Maricopa County Sheriff GOP primary. Now you have Jerry Sheridan, who is currently winning with 36.87% of the vote, to Joe Arpaio, who is, well known being quite a racist person, not the best person overall, not the best person to be a sheriff, who is at 36.72%, which is only 0.15% behind Jerry Sheridan in terms of the raw number of votes. That's just only about 500. And so, out of 364,000 votes, you have a 500 vote difference is not a lot. And so not all the vote has come in, I believe. If it has, there will probably be a recount as well. I think most people will be hoping for Joe Arpaio to lose, but we'll see what happens with that. We also saw that Martha McSally, or some people call her Martha McAmnesty, that's the thing that Red Eagle used to say. I'll give him credit for that. Martha McSally also won her primary quite easily there. Some people were saying Daniel McCarthy could do better. He's a more kind of more right-wing conservative. Martha McSally did end up winning quite easily, though. She did do better in these suburban counties. She did better in Maricopa County than she did in almost any other county, for the most part, except for Mojave County, Yavapai County, Coconino County. Apache County was won by Daniel McCarthy, but you virtually have no votes here because of the fact that It's a Native American area. This will go Democrat in the Senate election easily. Mark Kelly went uncontested in his primary, and he's probably going to go on to end up winning that election quite easily over Martha McSally. I think most people, even Republicans, can agree with that by now. But overall, this was quite an interesting primary night. Good for some people, not as good for others. Overall, this was a good night in terms of election analysis, things like that. So thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also join the Discord, that is linked down in the description. Also join the mock-up if you want to join the mock-up, that is linked down in the description, as well as in the Discord if you want to sign up for that. So thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.